Welcome to the Possibility Action Network podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Middleton, aka Possibility Man. We are committed to bringing you guests who strive to better people's lives and serve as a force for good in the world. Today, we have Lauren Porcher, aka Lauren Danielle. She is a holistic health practitioner. She has an undergraduate degree in psychology and a master's degree in rehabilitation counseling. She is an author, the author of A Journey to Well-Being, a 21-day guide to mind, body, spirit health. She's the founder of Soul Divine and the creator of Hula Healing Fitness. She has certifications in Kemetic and Egyptian yoga, vibrational sound therapy, and other modalities. Lauren, you've been busy. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's so exciting to be here. I always enjoy your talks because you are definitely making things happen, Mr. Possibility Man. So thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, thank you. Well, you are certainly making things happen. But look, I want to roll back. I knew that you grew up in Berkeley County, South Carolina. But growing up, did you see yourself working as a health practitioner, holistic, alternative health practitioner?
Oh my goodness. No, this was a total surprise to me. I always wanted to be a teacher when I was younger or in a nurse. So in a sense, I am, but it's just in a different perspective of a teacher and a nurse. So and I'm grateful. But yeah, this was total surprise.
Yeah, but you've been serving for a long time. I mentioned that you have a master's degree in rehabilitation counseling, and in your career prior to what you're doing now. Well, let me also say this: I think you have certifications as an orientation and mobility specialist. In your previous career, what did you do? Can you share with us what you did
Yeah.
then?
It was really a cool career. I loved it. So basically, orientation mobility is the practice of teaching people that are blind and visually impaired how to safely and effectively travel with the mobility cane. So I did that for about 7 years. I worked with adults when I first started working in that career, and then I moved over to working with children. And it was a great experience. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed helping, people to be able to be independent and travel in their own places and walk across streets. And it was definitely rewarding. And also for me, going through the training was, intense because I had to basically simulate being blind by blindfolding myself to learn these skills so that I was able to teach those individuals how to safely get around. So it was really cool. And I still have like my practice mobility cane, and I often think about it like, oh, I should maybe revisit it even on a contract level or something like that. But it's definitely a rewarding career.
Wow, that sounds like good work. So, what attracted you to that field? Because you were serving then. So, what attracted you there?
Well, so which is funny. I actually didn't even know this field existed. So I had my bachelor's degree in psychology, and at the time, this is 2008. You had to have a higher degree in order to find a career in psychology. So I decided to do a master's degree in rehabilitation counseling, and the orientation mobility was an add-on certification. And when they were to explain it to me, I was like, oh, I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah.
I guess that is important, for people to learn that. So I actually just went into it unknowingly, and I just loved, what I was able to do and what I learned throughout the process. So
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's like you were attracted to it by the universe.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you did good work there. And then you made this amazing shift to alternative and holistic health. What led you here to this area of service?
Yeah. So 2016 was when I started my career in holistic wellness. And basically it came about from my own personal journey of healing. At the time I was, very stressed, and I was depressed. I was experiencing hair loss. I gained excessive weight, and it was just my world was upside down. So I needed something to bring me out of that dark space that I was in. And that first wellness service that I came in contact with was yoga.
Okay. And
Yeah.
where were you? So where were you trained in? I think you have certifications in. What am I saying? Yes. So where did you get your certifications, and what was that experience like? Your early
Yeah.
introduction to yoga.
Absolutely. So while I was going through all of that deep, dark stuff,
Uh,
and I would go to yoga class just about like every morning before work. I became dedicated and committed to going because I was determined to pull myself out of that space that I was in. And so as I kept going and I saw how much of a drastic change it was doing for me, I said, oh man, I gotta share this with other people. Other people need to know about this. So that same year, I got certified in Portland, Jamaica. I was there for 2 weeks, 200 hours training, and I got certified to teach yoga.
Fantastic. So Kemetic and Egyptian yoga, are those the same things or are they different?
No, they're two separate yoga practices. So I
Uh,
got certified in Egyptian yoga in 2016 and then Kemetic yoga in 2018.
wow. So how has yoga enriched, well, let me ask the question. I'm not going to make the assumption. Has yoga enriched your life experience? And in what
Absolutely.
ways?
Yeah, absolutely. So it definitely helped me to have more peace, more calm.
Mm,
And a lot of times we have a lot of energy that's trapped within our body. So it helped me to release stagnant energy. I never really was a person that liked to like work out. So yoga was another way for me to physically get fit as well.
mm.
Um, and it just brought more clarity. Just I can't, I can continue to, harp on how peaceful, tranquil, and relaxing yoga can be.
Okay. So when you look at, alternative and holistic health, let's use that as a big umbrella. What's underneath that? What do you do as a practitioner of alternative and holistic health?
Yeah. So basically, as for alternative health, I basically support people in finding different avenues of how they can bring healing to themselves. Whether it be mental, physical, spiritual, and this is alternative meaning opposite of of Western medicine and people that don't want to take medication or someone that wants to do something that they can complete on their own. That's what alternative holistic health means. And holistic meaning the whole person. So we're not just addressing, the mental, you're addressing, and actually the way I like to say holistic is you're addressing every aspect of yourself. So that's the mind, body, spirit, the emotional, and the financial body as well. All of that to me is encompasses holistic.
Yeah, I have an interest in people who suffer from anxiety and depression and the like. And let me share real quickly. I was watching television recently, and I saw this commercial about a pharmaceutical product. Now, I'm not anti this, so I'm not trying to knock that, but they were talking about people who suffer from depression and anxiety, and they said that this product may help them. And then they went on to say this product may cause hallucinations. Some people have, committed suicide. I thought, well, wait a minute now. Why should someone who's already depressed take something that may cause hallucinations and may cause them to do something drastic? So, question for you, here it is. So, are you suggesting that people can rediscover their peace, their tranquility, using or applying some holistic alternative practice? Is that what you're suggesting to us?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm living proof of it.
Uh,
A lot of my clients are living proof of it as well.
mm,
And it is totally possible. But the main thing is people have to decide that that's what they want.
I see. Okay, so that's important, huh?
Yeah.
So you offer an invitation, is that right, Laura? You offer an
Yep.
invitation, and if someone wants it, then you can guide them to hopefully producing that in themselves as well.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Now, I also came across your work. Let me see. I'm going to call it lifestyle nutrition. It seems from my study of you, as in the research, that you also share with people how to make better choices when it comes to their nutrition. Is that right? And if so, tell us about that.
Yeah. So and I can even I'll go back to when this is when I first got introduced to holistic nutrition. So when I got certified in 2016, we were on a 2-week raw vegan diet. So no cooked foods whatsoever. I've never fasted ever in my life. They gave us some tips that, a few weeks before, try to wean yourself off of eating meat. Now, at that time, I wasn't eating like heavy meats or anything. I was eating more like ground turkey, chicken, fish. But, it was suggested when you're going into this raw vegan diet, try to limit. So I said it was weaning myself off. And, I was there for 2 weeks. And, at that time, I forgot the age I was, but, 2 weeks, and I was well in my, probably 30s at the time, and that was the first time I ever fasted in my life. But and that also at that time I used to get headaches a lot. So during those first few days, like I probably did feel like a little headache here and there, but after a while, like it was just my body like saying, "Hey, what are we doing here?" And the next, I felt better. And again, I think that was another aspect that helped me in my journey at that time. And then even now, I like to revisit, doing a fast or a detox, to help the body repair itself. So
Yeah.
definitely, nutrition can bring healing and wholeness to one's being for sure.
I like the way you said that, help the body repair itself. So what you're telling us, make sure that I get this right, that nutrition, proper nutrition, is a pathway to good health.
Yes, that's actually the number one, probably one of the easiest ways, because that's one thing a lot of people always eat. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the number one thing that we do. We eat a lot, and that's also can be an issue, is that we eat too much. So
Yeah.
when you're detoxing, when you're fasting, you're allowing your body to be able to relax, and not be able to work so hard to break down heavy food. So that's why I mentioned about being repaired.
Yeah, that's awesome. And just to stay with this a little longer, proper nutrition is a pathway to health, and you've already told us that. But the opposite is also true, right? Improper nutrition, or a nutrition plan that's not smart, is a pathway to chronic disease and illness. Is that about right?
Yes, that definitely can be true. Of course, the sugars, the fats, the snacks, all these things, and more than likely it's because we are addicted to those things.
Yeah.
And I can go a little bit deeper on it, but some of the things that we are addicted to, quote unquote, they are tied to a spiritual meaning as well. And I'll give one example. Like if someone's craving sugars, desserts, and all this stuff all the time, it could be an indication that they're craving a certain love in their life. So something sweet in their life. It could be, something self-love, or it could be, intimate love or whatever. But there's a meaning behind all these patterns that we tend to develop, especially when it comes to foods.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing. And actually, I've made some lifestyle changes as well in my nutrition,
Awesome.
and yeah, and it shows. I mean, this is why I'm so happy to talk with you, because people need to know that they have the power. They have the power about what they put into their mouth. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And if they make those choices, better choices, they could change the course of the health. So let me ask you this. So you've worked with people, you've mentioned clients. Can you think of some people, that I'm not asking you for names because they probably wouldn't want you to do that, but can you think of anyone who has had some successes, from working with you or just making some basic changes in their health, their nutrition?
Yeah. So well, first I would like to share, well, based upon nutrition. So you asked about nutrition because I wanted to share about a really powerful sound healing experience that always stuck with me.
Okay.
But on a nutrition standpoint, yes, I've done
But I
detox.
don't want to cut you off on that one because you mentioned something that I hadn't brought up. You mentioned sound healing. I don't
Mhm.
want to leave that, Lauren. We'll come
Okay.
back to it. So tell us about sound healing and a success story that you have associated with that, and we'll continue on to nutrition.
Yeah, so sound healing is the use of sound to bring healing through vibrations and sounds with copper vibrational sound bowls. So pretty much I like to compare the service to like a massage, except it's being done with copper singing bowls. And what happens in a session is that the parasympathetic nervous system, the
Mhm.
relaxation response is activated. So in that state, people are experiencing pain, stress, and anxiety relief. So my favorite story that I love to share about this, last year, a beautiful sister here in Atlanta, she just had her breast removed from cancer, and she was in so much pain. She was in so much pain, and she got a sound session because she wasn't able to sleep. And when I went to her house, I thought her entire body was hurting because she was like, clenched.
Mhm.
And but it was just her arm, but that's how much pain she was in. And so we did her session. And after the session was done, she she was out. She wasn't able to sleep for days.
Mhm.
So, but of course I had to wake her up because I had to leave.
Wow.
But she just was so relieved from the pain. She was able to sleep well that night. I checked in with her a week later and she still was pain free. And unfortunately, she did transition later.
Mhm.
And but that it always stuck with me because I was able to give her a little bit of peace and comfort that evening, and I'll always remember her. And I always get teary-eyed when I talk about her because it's such a powerful story, and like I said, it's something that's near and dear to my heart. So I'm grateful for that experience.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's a wonderful story. And that's a wonderful passageway for her to transition to the other dimension as well. What about nutrition? Have you had anyone who has had some positive experiences by making some different choices in their kitchens?
Yeah, absolutely. So, my mother, she recently did a challenge with me. It was actually a challenge. I was a part of another a group's challenge, and I told her about it, but then she decided to do it on her own. So we were each other's accountability partners, and I think she's definitely in a space where she's glad she did it and she's making better choices with her health. She was able to experience a decrease in her like a normal blood pressure for a few days. She didn't monitor it the whole time, but I'm pretty sure it was for a couple of days that her blood pressure was normal, which was not normal for her. She lost some pounds. She was able to improve her digestive system, relieve some mucus from her body. So a lot of things she experienced, and I'm just so grateful that she was able to experience that as well.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I mean, just to emphasize, people need to know that they can, lower their cholesterol, their
Mhm.
LDLs, especially without drugs, by just making some changes in their kitchen. And in some cases, as you've reported with someone, they may even reduce their blood pressure without drugs, with the
Right.
help of their doctors, of course. So that's wonderful. So look, tell me about Soul Divine Wellness. Soul Divine Wellness. What is that?
Yeah, so basically, what I developed is a mobile holistic wellness brand. So Soul Divine Wellness and Creations. I basically put together all of the services that help me along my journey. So that includes yoga, vibrational sound therapy, Reiki, women's wellness services, vaginal steaming, and detox therapy as well. And now my recently added service, Hula Healing Fitness, which is mind, body, spirit fitness using a hula hoop.
Wow, wow. Yeah, I've seen you all over the internet tossing your hula hoop around. How's that going? How's that going?
It's going wonderful.
Oh,
I love it. Again, I teach it from a mind, body, spirit perspective because it was another healing journey that happened for me in 2019. And I found the hula hoop and it was able to, bring me much, more healing that I need in various areas of my life. And, now I teach it to other people, men, women, young, old, everyone enjoys it. And it's just a wonderful service. It's my most popular service.
that's right. So how did, I'm going to put it this way. It seems to me that the hula hoop found you. How did the hula hoop found you and how did you find it? Can you share that with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So 2019, another challenging time in my life. I was newly divorced at the time. And I jumped into entrepreneurship full time. So I was pretty stressed out because I didn't know what I was doing. And then I was also going through an unknown ailment that impacted my mind, body, and spirit. So I was, going a whirlwind of things were going on with me. And I was like, okay, here I am again in this dark space. I need to get out. So I stumbled across this beautiful woman hula hooping on social media one day.
Oh,
She was hosting a hula hoop course, and I just saw how happy and free she looked. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna give it a shot because I don't know what else. I don't got anything else to do. I want to feel better. I want to be better. So I'm gonna sign up. So I did. I invested into her course, got my hula hoop. The first day, I was hula hooping, and I don't really recall even touching a hula hoop as a child. But so when I was hula hooping, I was like, oh, okay. I was kind of stiff and I wasn't really unsure, wasn't really sure of myself. And the next thing you know, I bumped the wall literally with the hula hoop, and then I started dancing out of nowhere. And I haven't stopped dancing ever since. So that's why I like to say that the hula hoop found me because I never knew that it would bring me to be a self-taught professional hula hoop dancer and teacher.
wow. I mean, if no one has seen you hula hooping before, I urge them to, search for you on YouTube and Facebook because I've seen some of your videos. It's just amazing
Thank
how
you.
you can move and dance with the hula hoop. I'm just
Thank
amazed.
you.
Yeah. So look, I'm going to ask you about your travels because you've gone some different places to share the hula hoop. How has that been, and where have you been, and with the responses of people to you?
Oh yeah. So that's one of my other favorite things to do. So last year for my birthday, I went to the park for I said on my birthday. On my birthday, I went to the park, took some hula hoops out with me because I wanted people to just dance with me for my birthday.
Hmm.
So went to a local park here in Atlanta, and that first day, like 50 people came to hula hoop with me. Like
Wow.
people didn't know them. They just came. They wanted to hula hoop. I said okay. So I went back like the next weekend probably, and more people came. So I was like okay. So I kept going. More people kept coming. More people kept coming, and I said, I wonder if I take this on the road, like what will happen if I do a little hoop tour. So I did, and I traveled to like 7 different states. I did my home state, South Carolina. I went to New York City, Times Square, Chicago, Texas, North Carolina, um,
Wow.
Florida. Like, yeah, there's a couple places, and I just basically took it there. And you know, in out of all those, states, I lost track of how many people, but it was well over 1,500 people that I've hula hooped with so far
Wow.
last year. Yeah,
That's incredible. That's just amazing.
yeah.
And you are a writer. I mentioned your book, A Journey to Well-Being. What did you try to do in that book? What did
Yeah,
you try to share with people?
absolutely. So in my book, I basically wanted to give simple, easy, practical things that people can do to get closer to well-being. So I, broke it down to where people it's a inspirational read. I give people an activity, a simple activity that doesn't take long, and also an affirmation to just continue to encourage someone throughout the day. So I just wanted to make something simple, put together that the things that helped me along my journey, so that it could help other people on theirs.
Fantastic. And I know you also write, I'm not sure of the frequency, you can tell us, an electronic magazine that has the word warrior in it. What's the name of it? How often does it come out? And then what do you try to share?
Yeah, so I began what I call warrior talk, and that is warrior talk conversation. So basically, it's where I speak to the warrior within you and the warrior within me, and basically, it's just an encouragement read. So a lot of times, a lot of the things I share are intuitive. So I receive those thoughts and aspirations from the Most High, and I just free flow write whatever I'm supposed to be saying is said. So a lot of those, it actually started out by being my journal entries. I would like just write, and that was again divinely inspired, and I just started sharing them, and people will just like respond back like, "Oh, how did you know that was for me? I needed to hear that." So I was like, okay, well maybe that's what I'm supposed to be sharing with people. So I share my warrior talks with my soul divine community on my email list.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, I've read Warrior Talk, and I mean, some of the insights that you share are absolutely profound. And I've often wondered, where did she get this? And you just told us that
Yeah,
it comes from the universe,
yeah,
whatever you want to call the
yeah.
divine. Yeah, so that's awesome. So may I put, and I have more questions, but I just want to make sure that I don't forget. May I put your website into the description wherever this is found so that people can find you
Yeah,
if they want to?
absolutely.
Okay, great. Hey, look, I went to your website and I saw some things there that I found, once again, powerful. And I just
Okay.
want to read a couple of things and I would like for you to just add some commentary. Is that
Okay.
okay with you?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
And, in the caption here, you mentioned peace and love. I am Lauren Danielle. When you use the two words, I am, are you trying to tell us anything there?
I so I am are like the most powerful words that we can use. So
Okay.
when you put I am in front of whatever,
Mhm.
then you are putting that vibration, that energy out. That is what you are. So I like to say I am, abundant. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am love, So you whatever you want to attract to yourself, I think you say I am possibility man, don't you? Right. So
Yes, indeed.
whatever you say, when it's I am in front of anything that you want to be or you want to bring more of, because we are already those things, but sometimes we have to reprogram our subconscious to knowing that that's what we are and who we are.
Yeah. Well, you're right up there with Eckhart Tolle because I heard him say that I am is the most important words that you'll find in some sacred text. And here you are, Laura Danielle, emphasizing the importance of I am. You and Tolle are in the same company. But look
Oh,
here.
thanks.
But here's also, and this struck me too when I went to your website. You mentioned after you say I am Lauren Danielle, you continue with I serve as Earth Walker. What do you mean by that? What is an Earth Walker, and what do you mean by serving as an Earth Walker?
Yeah, so I am appointed basically to walk this earth and usher people into their healing, into their well-being, into knowing who they are. And literally like almost like a light worker. So I'm here to spread light, I'm here to spread love, I'm here to spread
Yeah.
truth, all those things.
Wow, that's wonderful. And you exude those qualities as well, Lauren.
Thank you.
Okay. Secondly, you wrote, I hold peace between the spiritual and the physical realm. What are you telling us there?
Yeah, so basically there I'm saying that I am able to intercede, receive, deliver messages to people. Often I'm very intuitive, so a lot of times, when I feel like we're all intuitive, it's
Yeah.
just that some of us are more in tune than others. So I am able to be that receptor for a lot of people at times. So that's what I mean when I share that I'm holding space between the two
Yeah.
worlds.
That's awesome. Okay. The next one is I believe. I believe. What do you believe?
I believe that we are all divine. I believe that we are one with the one. I believe that we can have anything that our hearts desire. I believe in healing.
Mhm.
I believe in me.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I'm with you there. I mean, I feel you there. That's positive in a world that sometimes can be negative. So I love that, Lauren. And then you say, I practice developing a relationship with self. And you say more, but I want you to tell us what are you guiding us here? How are you guiding us here?
Yeah. So developing a relationship with self is going inward. So a
Yeah.
lot of times we are looking for outside sources to help us to be better or want to be better, but really and truly, when you develop a relationship within yourself, that's when you really have the essence of all there is.
Mhm. Wow, awesome. Now, I know that you have from your website a Freedom to Heal mentorship program retreat that's coming up. Can you tell us? And today is May 21st, 2022, for those who are watching this, on video or hearing this on one of the podcast platforms. This is May 31st, 2022, and I'm asking Lauren about a program that she has coming up. So, Lauren, what do you have coming up?
Yes, so I have recently launched a self-healing challenge. And so the self-healing challenge will be June 5th through June 18th. And it's also going to be compiled with a self-healing weekend, which people can come to Atlanta and participate in. But prior to that, we are doing a self-healing triathlon. And I use the word triathlon. I know it sounds intense, but I use it because self-healing is a journey. It's an excursion, it's a movement. It's this thing you have to work towards. So we're going to be doing a 3-day event in which people can come and tune into some of the mind, body, spirit activities that we will be doing throughout the challenge. So just to give everybody a little preview of what we'll be doing throughout the challenge, starting June 5th.
Well, that sounds exciting. I tell you, hope that hundreds and hundreds of people attend this online
Yeah,
challenge with you.
yeah,
So,
too.
so Lauren, I know that you're active in your life, you're active in your work. Can and I hope that I'm not putting you on the spot, but I would love for you to articulate for us your mission. How do you see yourself serving the world, and what is this mission that Lauren Danielle is on?
Hmm. So my mission is to help people to relax, connect, and elevate into the best version of themselves. And also just showing people a more simple, because I feel like we just live in such a busy, busy world to where people think they don't have time when we do have time. But so my goal is to show people simple and effective ways that they can invest into themselves and invest into their well-being, invest into their peace and all that.
That's wonderful, Lauren. Thank you so much for being with us today. I got a lot from this talking with you, and I'm sure working with you would be a very meaningful experience. So thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. This was wonderful. really enjoyed myself. So thank you. And I look forward to connecting with you further.
Okay. Okay. You've been listening to the Possibility Action Network podcast. We are committed to bringing you guests who strive to better people's lives and serve as a force for good in the world. Today, our guest was Lauren Danielle. Lauren, thanks again for being with us.
Thank you.